Okay, Destiny, this looks good. You've got your dust and scratches and your smart sharpen layer on a composite layer. So good job there, really good job. I can see as I turn it off, I can see some of those little weird lines and things. You can see them when you turn off that layer. So that's a good job there. There's a couple of other things I'd like you to see. I'd like to see in your final presentation, just to show proficiency in some of the techniques that we've covered. Now, the one thing I want to see is I'd like to see adjustment layers um, to specific layers. I would also really like to see some more repair tools. Now, it just so happens that you've picked outstanding images. They're high quality images and they're really wonderful images. So there's not a whole lot of damage to them at all. But I still would like to see some proficiency in techniques. So what I want to do is let's go to this CPU layer right here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to option click that to isolate that. And what I'd like you to do here is I'd like you to remove the word Lenovo. Now, in order to do so, this is placed as a smart object. So we're going to have to come across at the top and go edit. Go to across the top, go to layer, rasterize, and just say rasterize a smart object. And we're going to rasterize that smart object. Now we can come in here and we can come to our patch tool and I can just start repairing this using the patch tool. Okay, deselect that. Now notice that I've got the composite layer turned off. When I turn it back on, that's going to come right back. So you'll have to do this before. I'm just showing you these techniques. A couple other techniques. Let's take a look at the spot healing brush. That's not going to work very well here because it's okay, but yeah, you could use that in some areas. Okay, and then another tool is the clone stamp tool where you could sample an area from like over here, option click that, target it, and then paint out those pixels. Now, as you can see, that tonal difference is a little different. So you have to be careful with these tools, but nonetheless, I would like you to take, remove the word Lenovo. I'm going to revert this file because a couple other things I want you to see. Okay, let's do this. What I want you to do is I'm going to turn that layer off since that's a composite layer. And I'd like to see some individual adjustment layers that are clipped to layers. So let's go to the keyboard arm right there. And I just want you to understand that I just want to see this proficiency. I know you know how to do it, but I'd like to see proficiency for your final submission. So let's come over here and let's do a levels adjustment layer. Now with that levels adjustment layer right now, of course, anything I do to it's going to affect every layer below it. So I need it to be clipped. I'm going to create a clipping mask, clip it to the keyboard arm. This way, when I come to properties, I am going to just isolate that, okay? Now we can do the same thing over here with the mouse and the shoulders. And just so you're showing proficiency in that technique, okay? One other thing I'd like you to do is I've been saying this for a while now, but I'd like you to clip a face to the computer so that, something that or somehow build a face in that computer. I thought it would be cool to clip an image of that Mac, the Mac face that comes on the Mac logo. Let me show you. I've got it right here. Actually, I think I've showed it to you before. You've seen it. So let's just take a quick look at it. It's just this guy right here. That guy. That guy right there. I think it would be really cool if you were to be able to clip that to the hole in the computer right there. The other thing I'd like to see you do is I'd like to give this guy some feet. Let me show you a really easy way to do that. Go to my select tool. I'm going to hover over the mouse. I'm going to command click that guy. Now when I command click it, it's selected the layer. There's the mouse hand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to option click. I'm going to bring that down, and that's going to duplicate that layer. I'm going to put it right there. Then I'm going to come up to my edit, and we'll go to transform. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to flip horizontal. We'll flip that guy. Then I'm going to say Command T. That's going to bring my free transform tool. Move that down a little bit. And then let's place it right there for a foot. Let's say OK by clicking the check mark up top. And then we'll take that guy, Command click that, select it, Option click, drag it over, and make a pair of feet out of it. Then we can come over here to this, in these other individual, you can come to the wires, for example. Let's Command click the wires. select that layer, and then we can come in here and actually lighten those layers up or darken those, whatever we want to do. Let's right click that, create a clipping mask, and then we can come over here and lighten up or darken up those wires, whichever one. And try a couple of those. I think it would be really interesting. And plus it would show proficiency in the repair tools by removing Lenovo and the clipping adjustment layers to individual layers, as well as adding some visual interest by the feet and the face. Okay, any questions? Let me know. Good job.